Friday evening in Cleveland. The baseball seats are empty. The air quality index has reached 203, and smoke has postponed the game. The smoke came from fires in Canada and northern Minnesota. Hours later, President Trump blamed Canada and said the cost should be added to tariffs. A weather system had carried smoke across a border. Politics gave it an address. Behind that headline were people leaving home. Canada's official snapshot on the 9th of July counted 796 active fires, 60 out of control, and 1.4 million hectares burned that season. Those numbers kept changing. In northwestern Ontario, thousands had been evacuated. One First Nation community told Reuters that almost nothing remained. So the useful question is not whether the smoke was real. It is what responsibility means when fire, wind, and consequence belong to different places. Start with one match. It needs something dry enough to burn and enough oxygen to keep burning. In the open, add wind, slope, heat, and the moisture inside leaves and soil. Then, add roads, power lines, houses, warnings, and the time it takes help to arrive. The spark may be lightning, a machine, a campfire, or a damaged cable. But the spark is only the first domino. A disaster is the whole line. Calling a fire natural or man-made answers only one question: what lit it? It does not tell us why it grew, why it reached a town, or why some people could leave and others could not. Think of a dropped glass. The hand explains the fall. The hard floor explains the shatter. No safety shoes, no warning, and a crowded room explain the injuries. Wildfire responsibility is layered in the same way. Fire is much older than us. Long before towns, it shaped forests, grasslands, and the species living in them. Then humans learned to keep it close. The earliest known hearths are at least 790,000 years old. Fire cooked food, held danger beyond the light, and made a place to gather. Civilization did not simply defeat fire. It grew beside a dangerous tool. Across many landscapes, indigenous peoples developed detailed, place-specific ways of burning. Small or carefully timed fires could open travel routes, renew food plants, improve habitat, and reduce some fuels. This was not one universal recipe, and it was not merely modern hazard reduction. It was knowledge tied to seasons, species, culture, and particular land. When colonial authorities suppressed those practices, they did not remove humans from the fire system. They replaced one relationship with another. In the United States, the enormous fires of 1910 helped harden a new promise: put fire out fast. For threatened towns, suppression saves lives. But in some fire-adapted forests, decades without ordinary low-intensity fire can leave more material available for a future blaze. The lesson is not that every fire should burn. It is that success today can quietly change tomorrow's landscape. Then disaster exposes every weak link at once. On Black Saturday in Australia, in 2009, 173 people died. The inquiry that followed did not search for one magic machine. It changed warnings, evacuation advice, land planning, building rules, command structures, and the idea of shared responsibility. A fire starts in vegetation. A catastrophe travels through systems. Global statistics can sound contradictory. Satellite records show that total burned area has fallen in recent decades, mainly because less grassland and savanna burns. Yet, extreme fire in some forests is getting worse. Both can be true. Imagine fewer fires on a giant plain, but a growing number of the hardest fires near forests and communities. One number measures all the ground touched by fire. The other asks how violent the worst events become. A 2024 study used 21 years of satellite heat measurements. Under its precise definition, the frequency of the most energetically extreme events rose 2.2-fold from 2003 to 2023. That does not mean every place doubled, or that every ordinary fire grew. It means the far end of the distribution, the events that strain people and equipment most, became more crowded. And the fire line is no longer the edge of the emergency. Tiny particles in smoke, called PM 2.5, can travel far downwind and enter deep into the lungs. A child with asthma, an older neighbor, an outdoor worker, and a baseball player may meet the same fire hundreds of kilometers apart. Smoke turns a remote blaze into a public health event. Technology mostly buys time. NASA's FIRMS system uses satellites to flag active heat in near real time. Aircraft map edges through smoke. Cameras, weather stations, and models help estimate where flames may move. A phone alert can turn minutes into distance. But a satellite pixel cannot clear an evacuation road, understand a family without a car, or decide which ridge is safe for a crew. Information becomes protection only when a human system can act on it. That last kilometer is often ordinary work: trimming fuel around a home, maintaining power lines, planning more than one road out, checking on a neighbor, building a clean air room, and practicing an alert before the sky turns orange. None of it looks as dramatic as a water bomber. Much of it happens months before anyone sees flame. Firefighting already crosses borders. Canadian agencies share crews, equipment, and aircraft across provinces. Canada and the United States have arrangements designed to move help quickly in either direction. Around the world, crews and satellite data move toward the worst seasons. The same border that cannot stop smoke does not have to stop assistance. The international phrase for the larger approach is integrated fire management. Review what burns and why. Reduce risk. Be ready. Respond. Recover. It includes suppression, but not suppression alone. It can include carefully planned burns, cultural fire led by the people who hold that knowledge, stronger buildings, healthier forests, clear warnings, and honest limits. No country can promise a smoke-free sky. It can show what it prepared before the wind changed. So, who owns the smoke? A spark may have an address. Smoke does not. Responsibility is not a flag planted under a plume. It is the chain of choices that makes ignition less likely, a landscape less vulnerable, an evacuation more possible, and help faster to arrive. When the air is shared, preparation and accountability have to cross the border too.